Hello, everybody. It's Quite Tough Ticket Man here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. We got our tickets for today. Kicking off our new week here, we got Crossword, top prize 50 grand. That'd be pretty awesome. And it's called a bonus ticket. Jaws, bum, 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 bum. Who will be next? Following up on that one. Let's get started. Hope everyone had a good weekend. So, 2 in the morning. The last one did this on Friday in the morning. I like to just hang out places that are cost effective. Pretty much, if your store or your business establishment, if you have like a sitting area, there's a good chance that I will sit in it for a while because it's nice. I also like people watching. I'm one of those people as well. So, went to a place in here called Canadian Tire. They usually have like outdoor seating areas and kind of indoor seating areas and stuff like that. Anyway, so I like to say the outdoor seating areas for like a bit. And I'll sit there, and I'll just scroll on my phone for a while and stuff like that. Anyway, so I was outside for a second, and sorry if this is too graphic for some people, so I'm going to give you a second to turn this off if you don't like the idea of just graphic stuff out and about. And we're back. But yeah, so there was, okay, this is another thing that I kind of wanted to bring up. It's the idea, if you are a bird and you get hit by a car, there's a little bit of leeway there because you think about you have access to like the third dimension because you can fly around, and all of a sudden if a car is going pretty fast and you're just kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time and you're a bird and you get hit by a car, it's like, I see how that can happen. Like the idea we could have two planes like crash into each other in the sky when they got all this space and they have people specifically looking out for this. The idea that these things can happen. It's one thing for a plane to crash into the ground because of like a mechanical issue or pilot error. But the idea where two planes can run into each other in the sky, that is 100% pilot error. That is like the definition of pilot error. When someone's like, how would you define pilot error? It's like, well, two planes flying into each other in the sky. It's like, yep, that is definitely on the shoulders of not just one, but possibly two pilots, because you should be able to see the other one there. Plus, like the ground control, it's like, hey, just want to make sure everyone's flying at different altitudes, so just in case you don't run into somebody, like another plane up there. And actually, planes, I think, run into birds all the time. Apparently, that's like a thing where like the engines need to be designed so they can just kind of like, I know it's probably really graphic to say it, but just the idea like a pencil sharpener is just like it can just chew the bird up and kind of, cost a business, unfortunately, for the animal kingdom. But anyways, the idea like a bird getting hit by a car, it's like I can see that happening. But if you are a bird and you're on the ground and you get run over by a car, I have no idea how that actually happens. Like I don't know how many things have to not work out for the bird. Or maybe the bird's trying to get something on the ground and it just kind of loses track of what's going on. But even the driver, it's like someone driving a car usually not able to go that fast. And the idea it runs over a bird. So anyways, in this Canadian Tire parking lot, I noticed there's a bird that's been run over, and it's like a pigeon that got run over, and it's just like on the ground. And I was like, okay, and it's I don't want to say it's funny because it's not funny at all. Like I do think all life is precious. I'm with what's his name on Walking Dead? Oh, his name's on the tip of my tongue, but yeah, the guy Rick meets him really early on, and he's like, "Oh, life is precious," and it's just like he has I can't remember what his name is, but anyways, he's in Fear the Walking Dead. He's one of the main characters. But anyways, the idea that this pigeon had been run over, it's like it's in a parking lot too, and like no one's driving fast in this parking lot. So I'm like, if there is a great judger in the universe, like it really had it out for this pigeon sort of thing. Or maybe the driver, the idea were like, karma for them because like they did something not so good and the universe is like, you got a real soft spot for animals, so we're gonna have you run over, we're gonna sacrifice a pigeon today and you're gonna run it over and that's gonna like kind of ruin your day sort of thing. So maybe that's what happened. But anyway, so there's this pigeon that's been run over. It's like, I don't want to say it's smashed, but it's definitely more than half smashed on the ground. Anyway, so I'm kind of like sitting there. I notice this thing, and I'm startled now because I'm like, I don't like seeing dead things on the ground. It just bugs me a little bit. And this is what my brain was like. I feel like I need to talk about this. next time I'm, doing my scratch off tickets and just letting my train of thought run, just chug along here. Anyway, so this seagull, like this and younger seagull, because you can tell, like the coloring on it, like it's a younger bird, starts like pecking at its guts on the ground, and I was like, okay, I guess that bird's like hungry enough, it's gonna eat the guts of this bird hanging out here, and it's like pulling the pigeon bird's guts out, but it's also kind of pulling the pigeon with it on the ground, and there's like some other pigeons that are like, "Whoa, guy, like chill out here, buddy. Like we're in it. We're all seagulls. Like we're in it for like French fries and like hot dog buns and stuff like that. We don't eat pigeon guts. What's going on here?" And anyway, so this pigeon keeps kind of going at it. I'm just like, and there's that what's it called? Is that Instagram account that nature is metal? And I'm like, that's all I was thinking about. I'm like, this is pretty metal right now. Like this is way more metal than I want to be dealing with right now. Anyway, so this guy kind of cleaning up with like a broom and like the waste basket thing like on a stick, and he's just putting it down, and he's sweeping up like like garbage and like cigarette butts. That's a whole other story for people throwing cigarette butts on the ground. Anyway, especially when they're driving, or it's a huge pet peeve. But the idea, so there's a seagull that's trying to eat the guts of this pigeon that's been run over by a car. So already it's like a whole bunch of things have gone on here. And there's a guy walking by cleaning stuff up, and my brain's like, what is this guy going to do when he notices the dead pigeon here? And he just casually walks over, and he's still just sweeping stuff up, and he gets over to where the bird is, and he just sweeps it into the garbage baggies, the little garbage can on a stick that he's got. He just like it was no big deal. And I was just like, whoa, like it was super metal that seagull, that little baby seagull was like eating the guts of this pigeon, and it was like pretty metal that this guy just swept this pigeon carcass into a bag and just kept going like no big deal. It's like that's like there's a lot of things that has happened here. Like a life was taken being run over. We got a life was taken, they got run over by a car, and then like something it was a food source for something else, and then this guy just walks by with a bag and just sweeps it into the bag, and like that's how your life, like it wasn't that your life ended when you got run over by the car. It's like your life really ended when you got swept into a bag, and like now you no longer have a place in this world or a purpose in this world. You're now officially in the garbage, and then you're gonna be eventually in another garbage bag, and then that's it. And it's all I was thinking. It's like nature really is metal, and then you're set over, and then hopefully people remembered what you played, and it's just like I don't think anyone's gonna remember what pigeon played. And yeah, it was one of those things where you kind of the symphony of life. It's all around us, and you just see it, and you're just like, wow. Hopefully, hopefully you'll remember it a little bit. I know you can't take much with you when you go. Like we're none of us are, I think listeners, none of us are pharaohs. We're gonna be buried with our belongings and whatnot. But the idea, like all you can leave is a little bit in the world of what you offered. And again, like that smushed pigeon was a food source for a second for somebody. And then it wasn't anymore because life was like, nope, into the bag. We don't like looking at you. This isn't good. But if it was in nature, it wouldn't be a thing. So I think we're at the end here on this one. I feel, oh man, if we had a C, if we had a T, if we had an N, there's a few here. We did get I, like the eyeball. But I think that's it on this one. D would have been good. There's a whole bunch of things that probably would have been better on this one. I don't have a good system for actually seeing like how I'm scratching stuff off on this. Yeah, I think that's it. I think it's it on this one. Oh, my body wants to say that's okay, but there's not much I can really do about it. Oh, there's the bonus at the bottom. We're not even out of the woods yet here. Still a little bit of paddling to do. We got a heart. Oh, maybe I love how some of these cards, the way that they mess with me emotionally when I talk about stuff. So we got plane. We talked about planes. Ladybug, didn't talk about ladybugs. Necklace, didn't talk about necklace. And we got a wing, didn't talk about that. So the story with this one, it's like we got on a plane, and my love of my life would call my little ladybug. I was gonna give her a necklace, but I decided to put up the question after seeing some of the other people at the all inclusive in Cancun, and I was like, you know what? This is the time to do this. That's the story I tell myself. Let's move on here to Jaws. Who will be next? Haven't had a lot of luck on Jaws so far. Just being, I was being honest because there's no room for dishonesty here. Because you're kind of seeing everything that I'm doing here. But the idea that I had a better feeling about these Jaws cards. I was pretty excited when I saw them come out. I don't get excited about much, but I was pretty excited about these. Anyways, back to the idea of just nature being metal and stuff like that. I also started thinking about it, and actually kind of plops onto this Jaws card here. But just the idea, like, especially with kids stuff, it's like they kind of make a lot of animals seem pretty happy. I'm not doing the big scratch today. I want to kind of enjoy this on a Monday morning here. But the idea, they make a lot of animals seem happy. Like there's that, like baby shark's pretty happy. There's a happy shark. The idea with a lot of birds, like they're pretty happy. Also, a lot of food sources, like there's a lot of like cows and chickens and stuff that are pretty happy. It's like, do you know what happens to you? Do you know what like the odds are? What's like, your life's gonna be if you're a cow or a chicken on this planet? But you're back with some of the oh, and snakes too. Like snake, let's say snakes are happy, but like some of them in cartoons and stuff, snakes get a bit of a blah blah. Let's be honest, But the idea where like they kind of paint these animals to be kind of happy, and it's like these are like super predator carnivore animals. Like, you ever seen a shark? You ever seen a shark eat something? It's not putting a bib on and getting a knife and fork out. Like it's really getting in there. Like even stuffed toys and stuff like that. Like a big stuffed alligator. It's like, oh, it's kind of cute before the baby. And it's like, you seen an alligator go into a death roll? It's not cute at all. Well, the idea with like birds, it's like, yeah, bird basically watches its prey, it swoops down, it grabs it, its talons go like into its abdomen, where it just struggles, and then eventually it lands, and then it just like takes its beak and just bashes it into its guts. It's like, okay, we leave that part out when we're talking about children and these animals. Or like a snake, it's like, okay, either it just eats it whole, or it poisons it, or it squeezes all the life out of it. Pretty metal when you think about it. All right. Don't tell that about kids. I think that's part of like when you grow up. It's like eventually your brain's just like, oh, nature is not fair and it's pretty cool. But that's how everything survives, sort of thing. So you got 18, 22, 48, 19, 47. So 18, not seeing it. 22, not seeing it. 48, not seeing it. We got a neighbor here. 19, not seeing it. And 47, we got a neighbor here. Where was the neighbor? $100,000. Oh, right behind the zipper that kick went. Oh, that's not good. Anyways, we're close. Let's see the bottom here. See if we get $50 on it. Maybe we got $50. We got a treasure chest. We got another treasure. Are we getting $50 today? Are we starting the week off in net positive? And we got an umbrella. Why not? So we are nothing on Jaws. And one word on crossword, and that's not enough. That's okay. We can still get through the rest of this day feeling pretty good about stuff. Let's just go with that. So, nothing. So, we are -8 on the day. I'm trying to keep track this week to see what happens. I think it's kind of funny. We were doing that last week, anyways. Hope everyone has a great day and is on the start of a fantastic week. Thanks for hanging out. See you in the next one. Good luck out there.